tired of this and she's tired of that. I'm a father this, I'm a father that. I'm a father this, I'm a father that. She just always accuse me about my father. Remember, this man used to take care of you and me for the past like 8, 9, 10 years, right? So if it's a case where he's done bad now, first of all, you should have even set up yourself. You should have even set up yourself to the point where you would in that situation for your complaint about fathers. Because you were holding money, this man have sent you hundreds, probably millions of dollars. What did you do with all of that money? One of the time she take the money and she buy taxi and she have taxi a drive on the road, right? She did have car on the road and the taxi business ever did a work out for her. I think she did buy one of them Corolla the first, and then she buy one of the called Toyota them. I don't remember what year Toyota that, but I know the round back Toyota them. She have one of the long back one first, right? But she have her own as taxi. And then she have one of the round back car them, right? You never decide to send back yourself go back to school. You never decide to start a business. You own money, put the money to use. Take the money, go do something. Go and go buy a piece of land. Take something to do with the money. You expect it because you have a child, you're a man to take care of all the days of your life. You don't know, remember this. My father must be hustler. My father is not no corporate man. He never have a stable job. He was just holding a certain amount of money because he was in a certain type of lifestyle. Right? So you as a woman owe money. You take the money and put the money to use. She never do that. She never do that at all. And when the money start run, she start complain. She start complain. My father workless. My father this, me that. At that time, the abuse really start. And then she had started to work at this hotel called Fernhill Hotel in Port and Sansan. And once she started to work, you know, the abuse started to get worse too. Like along me growing up, getting older, the abuse does start get worse. I remember one evening, I basically, because I used to always time her and wait on her to come home from work and try and meet her, what meet her, you know, because, you know, there's my mother and stuff like that, you know. So I used to basically, like, you know, time her for when she come from work and meet her out at Dolphin Bay front. I remember me did get some clothes from somebody. I remember me did get the clothes them from, but me did have on the clothes them. And I remember when she come out of the taxi, she just started cuss me and I run me. And me just a cry and I walk in front of her. I go up and she just a cuss me and I humiliate me. I could remember that happened on the road in the public. Yes. You know. Anyways, basically, I must admit, I was not the most perfect child because I had a few bad habits, right? I mean, enough because my mother wasn't kind enough to me why I did start develop these habits, and I'm happy that I break it out. So what me used to do is me used to thief silver and buy sweetie. I don't know if that's the norm for one, but me used to thief the silver them out of our purse and buy sweetie and you know stuff like that. But then I started to upgrade in my robbing skills, right? So my grandfather he used to have a whole heap of money because he did a work and he have a decent enough job at the time. And I remember him basically they put some money in the closet and I go in there and take out the money. But at the time, you know, say like at the time I just use the money and buy toys. I so weird. You know what I use the money to do? I use the money to buy gifts for the teachers at school. And I used the money to buy toys for the other kids. And I was going to primary school at the time. And I used the money to buy KFC. So basically use the money to seek validation. You know, I use it to buy a lot of toys, a lot of gifts. stuff like that. It was 8,000 Jamaican dollars that I stole. And once that had happened, I mean, I thought she would have really beat me badly. But what she basically had did was she basically had cursed me out and basically cried. And she never did beat me for that. And I told myself that after that I would never ever steal again. I never ever stole again. So I won't tell you guys no lie. I wasn't the most perfect child. What was done to me wasn't necessary. Like it wasn't supposed to happen. Some of what was being done to me, it wasn't supposed to happen. Anyways, now back to Steve. So she met Steve, stuff like that. My father stopped sending money like that. You know, um, she started working at this hotel, and the hotel 9 to 5 basically, and I guess it was really the lifestyle that she wanted. So she was always miserable basically. Always miserable, always miserable, always miserable. Anyways, um basically, uh hmm, she basically met the man, the reportee man, Steve, and the man started to come there, and the man started to sleep there and stuff like that. So what used to happen is that no, I used to be scared to sleep by myself. So like some nights I would sleep with her and watch movies with her and fall asleep with her. Normally she would have never like take me out of the bed or not like that. She don't necessarily take it, take me out of the bed. Like she just leave me out of the bed and allow him to sleep in the bed with me. She and him. Remember, I'm like 8, 7. Like I'm a big child, 8, 9, 10. I'm big. I'm not a little girl. A lot of girls start in them period at age 10. Some starts in them period at age 9. So to actually like still have me in the bed, while I'm basically, maturing or starting to touch puberty, that was really, really like off. Anyways, um, what used to happen is that in more than once, as I say, me is afraid, me used to even feel like ghosts used to me in my sleep. And more than one time, um, she would have sex with him on the bed while I'm sleeping right there. She would have sex with him on the bed while I'm sleeping right there. She'd be having sex with him on the bed while I'm sleeping right there, which I wasn't sleeping because the moaning and the stabbing and stuff like that, or the motion, it's going to eventually wake me up, you know? And I don't understand because I did have a bed in my grandfather's room. Why you never just take me up or lift me up and carry me to put in my bed as a child if you wanted to so do inappropriate adult stuff? Why were you doing that in front of me or beside me? Why was it so easy to do stuff like that? I wasn't understanding that at all. I didn't get it at all. I didn't get it at all. Anyways, basically, um I remember one morning because Steve too was a junkie. He used to go out, drink, and that is all in because he never did a contribution to the house. She was just having this man, this no good man for nothing at all in the house. And he even cheated on her, even though she was feeding him, he was coming there, um, you know, eating, sleeping, stuff like that. This man was not contributing nothing to the house. Anyways, no. I remember I was in the bed because as I say, I always sleep with her because I mean the man will come in like 12, 1 o'clock, whatever it is, stuff like that. I mean, me afraid to sleep by myself, you go sleep with your mother, you have a sleep, rate. He came in and she woke up and left me and him in the bed. My mother left me and a man in the bed. The man started feeding me up and I started to push off his hands, right? Because I'm like in my head, I'm thinking like, what is happening? Because me wonder if my mother, I say, what is happen? And that means to myself, and I say, what's that? What is? I feel your hand touch my little breast and I feel something about my pokey and me I say, what is this? And me I push off the hand. Me I push off the hand. Me small to like me's not a fat like me never fat like my mother, me the little. Me smaller than she. So me I push off the hand, me I push off the hand, me I push off the hand. Anyways, me say, me shock, me get up out of the bed and me shock. Me not say no at all team, me just go to she. And me say to her, say, Steve, him touch me up. And she basically, I don't know what they discuss about. Basically, she carried me in the bathroom and she said to me, say, it was a mistake and it wasn't supposed to happen. And I was like, huh? Like, I hated that man. I literally wrote a letter and asked that man to leave my mother alone. I tell him saying workless and if you go on with my go and leave my mother alone because even though she abused me, I still had a soft spot for her because I thought that was her being a mother, but I didn't realize that that wasn't supposed to be happening until I get older. I realized what my mother do. My mother tear me down. One time I write one letter and say, I don't want you come back here. I don't want you to be here. Don't come back here. You're workless. You're not contributing to the house. I don't like you. No come back here. I don't like you. I wrote a letter saying that I hated him. You know what my mother did one time? She see that letter. She beat me up. She beat me. Sickness beat me. And Steve was allowed to continue to come there, sleep there, and do whatever. But Steve was a weirdo because like what Steve used to do is Steve used to stand up outside of the room at night time for hear if she had chat him. So till somebody say to her, and I believe one night she end up going there and catch him. And she still took back the man up until the night she left Jamaica. Let me remind you, so this man never get a dollar for go towards our program, our work program. Never. So something inappropriately I remember used to happen too is that I would go to river sometime and like go to river to wash clothes and to bathe and stuff like that. And I always would remember that my mom would well not my mom but he would expose himself in front of me and my mom would have never allowed me if like not see stuff like that. This man had like all sorts of bumps on his D. I could remember I used to have some bumps on his D and stuff like that. And you know, I honestly think those people are just weird. Like stuff like that should never happen. Like that is inappropriate. A child should not be senior P. A child should not be senior P as a grown man. No child. Worse, it's not like it's your daughter. That even make it worse because I mean, yeah, that even make it worse. I'm not even saying that it should ever happen. It should never happen. You know. Anyways, no. Even while Steve was cheating on the dummy, she was basically still with him because one time we ended up going river and one lady who live up the road, she basically had a shop and guess who for clothes they say she wash out and I put one line. No Steve clothes, she wash out and I put one line, Steve clothes. Yes. And my mother did nothing at all. The bully that she is and how she used to beat me down and batter me. She don't do nothing but walk past the woman and look on the woman clothes and say something to Steve and take him right back. And Steve never that pay her bills or do nothing at all for her. That's why I say, me not care nobody want to say no me at work, me at this and me at that. No man come up in my house and do certain things. And I don't tax him because look on stuff like that. Tell me no. Tell me no. Tell me no. Tell me no. Steve was always there. I mean, them used to raise chicken one at a time. You know, chicken, them sell, whatever. You know, it was a case where she was struggling and she had a man help her struggle so much. She never tried to uplift herself in no way, shape, or form as a woman. And then the man literally molest your daughter. The man touch your mistake or not. You don't make mistake like that as a man. You know, and she allowed this man to stay in the house and consistently continue to beat me and battered me. Right? Continue to beat me and batter me. Continue to beat me and batter me. Yes. Anyways, it worked out that I think the hotel that she was working at, I think they lay her off or something like that. And she wanted better for herself. I don't have a problem with that, wanting better for yourself. She basically wanted to go on the program and you know, she ended up asked her father to give her the money. So my grandfather gave her the money the first time to you know to go and sort it out. And what the lady do is she name out the money. I know me feel like why she can't she behave like this all the time. It's because nobody was there to hold her accountable, and her father always a backer and always a what you call one time Pitney do wrong things and your mother. As well as name that word there. I don't know that if that word there, but every time Pitney rude and you comfort them, it's like that our father always did that do. Right? Because before we moved to the house there, me have one auntie where they have one house. And the reason why we never live at the house anymore is because of my mother. The lady said she not like my mother behavior. And my grandfather, I think the lady write one letter to my grandfather and tell her, say, you alone supposed to stay here, but the little girl and our mother can't stay there because I mean obviously my mother attitude was just too much, right? So my grandfather say him not go bother stay there because you know I'm daughter whatever it is, but most likely to me she had do something wrong and he didn't hold her accountable. You get me what I try to say? So the attitude and the behavior continue, as you can see. Is always a case where, you know, him always a stand up for her, him always not have a problem with certain things, basically. That's how me I get to understand. Anyways, um, she end up asking for money. Him give her must 70,000. She name it off. She ball, the ball, she don't want evening and tell me how she don't have the money and stuff like that. Me the dear confused, don't know what the fuck to tell her say. Um she did it, she end up have to tell the man say she eat off the money and the man end up give her back some more money and so she end up do the something, go embassy get her visa and you know she decided to leave me with my grandmother. You know, in that time I had just done my GSAT. I had just done GSAT and I never did even get my result as yet. You know, I just done GSAT and basically uh you know, yeah. But she left me and she tell me say she gonna come back and you know stuff like that. The first time the lady go up on the program, the lady run off, she never come back. She never did come back. She never did come back and to me she never even have no intention to help me or pick me up. She never did. She never did. She never did at all. Never did. Never did at all. Once I basically had moved to my grandmother's house after she left, then another disaster started. And I think I'm gonna have to do part two with that video because like it's such a lot. So I'm gonna have to like do another video and make part 2. So that's, it's not too much for you guys to sit down and watch, where you can understand exactly what is going on. So yeah,